Yeah. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation, guys. Really appreciate this thing. One way or another, let's roll with it. Let's grow with it. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is, guys. We know where it's coming from, right? We know where this thing coming from. It's just substitution, right? We put it in Mark Colombo. I think that Mark Colombo may be a better look anyway, you know. So it is what it is. But let's listen in to the rap report right quick so we can get a little back of what happened during the offseason, or I guess during the bye. I keep saying offseason. I'm keeping getting my mind around that it's still the season right now. But appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I will give a shout out to the first person that's in here in a few seconds. But let's go.
Breaking news and more coaching news. What do you have, Ian?
You know, the Cowboys had a bye. They spent the time doing sort of a self-scout, assessing themselves. And
no doubt.
They came out of it with a relatively big coaching change. Paul Alexander, their offensive line coach, and really one of the more respected offensive line coaches in the game, is out. He has been removed of his duties. And Mark Colombo, former player and someone who was the assistant offensive line coach for the Cowboys, he now becomes the head offensive line coach, running one of the most expensive and most talented units in the NFL. It did seem like the Cowboys were poised to make some sort of change during the bye. This is what they decide to do, which does make sense. The offensive line, losing Travis Frederick, of course, but just had not quite looked like it did in the past. They also brought in Hudson Houck, who had been their offensive line coach from 06 to 11. And a friend of Jason Garrett to kind of come in an advisory capacity to help run things.
All right, so an interesting bit of news with Ezekiel Elliott, the league's second leading rusher as it stands right now, with the Cowboys making changes on the bye. Thanks very much.
Yes, indeed. So Cowboys made changes on the bye. So hopefully we can figure out and see how these changes going to occur in a positive light. Or we can look at it, if this is the Dallas Cowboys, are they mopping before they sweep? Old folks say you don't mop the floor before you sweep the floor. So we will see. Everyone has reasonings. I said this before, but results are what matter. So if we don't get out there and change, I'm talking about winning games and get beyond this win, lose, lose, win, win, lose, whatever it may be, whatever the pattern is, we got to get beyond that, nation. But to me personally, do you guys see a sense of joyfulness from me? Yes. I'm very pleased, but I'm not always on the on this thing of thanking and praising for somebody to get fired. This man is now looking for a job, and we want him to land on his feet. Paul Alexander, and I wish and I hope that he can land on his feet correctly. We all know that there's more than life, right? It's more than football than life, right? So it's always one of those things where you want the best to happen to someone, but he just didn't get the job done, and it's all about getting the job done. So he's gone. So now we got to bring in Mark Colombo up to speed, and he's going to have an advisory. I don't know, maybe my guy will have all of the information down packed and giving us some information on Hustle Hawk, I think that's how you say his name, and see where we were between 2006 to 2011. How did it help improve our offensive line opposed to what we got going on now? But from an advisory standpoint, maybe this can help out a lot of things as it relates to Ezekiel Elliott, you know. So Ezekiel Elliott right now is number 2, the second running back in the NFL, and we know that we want him to be number 1, and we want to win games. That's the name of the game, is to win games. But shout out time, man. I really appreciate everybody that's in the chat box. Shout out to Mike Mardo. I think you the first person that laid it down for the nation over here on the YouTube page. Garrett Lawrence, shout out to you, man. Second place. Hey, you got Lawrence in your name. That's cool. Almighty Bones. Shout out to you, third place. And over here to the Facebook Elite panel, I appreciate everyone that's over here. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have Sean Cook, Chris Newman, Jamal Anderson. Yes, we live like 95. John, hey, this is the thing. Now, shout out to Darren, man, for making the donation to help grow the nation. I really appreciate every dollar that you help out growing this thing. It's really appreciated. So with that being said, what we have from here is Yeah, my Facebook went away again. But what we have from here, guys, appreciate everybody that's on the Facebook panel. I'm not able to read your comments. If possible, just jump over to my YouTube page and then I can read your comments from there. So I apologize in advance for everything that's on my Facebook page. Warpath, shout out to you. All right, this is the thing. Cowboys offense must click. If this offense do not click, then we will be sitting in the same situation. Now, with that being said, we have Amari Cooper now. We do see that the fact that they're trying to figure out how can we improve the running game and how can we actually get the ball out to Cole Beasley. And I said before a couple of weeks ago that the team should look at Cameron Brate for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do know that he's under contract, but now it's hitting national news, and everybody's saying, hey, Cowboys thinking about Cameron Brate. And I said that weeks ago, or I said a couple of days ago, something like that. But it's neither here nor there. I think that we can still win. It's still possible with Rico. I think that what we can do now is that now when they put the 8 and 9 men front out there and you have the Amari Coopers of the world, maybe, and I'm talking about just maybe, you can just insert, just look at it from this aspect. It will be a nightmare for those linebackers and the safety to understand that they got to cover a guy that's 6'7". I did hear today about the Jesse James. We should go out there. I think trade deadline is tomorrow, so we have to really see what we can do. I do know that Stephen Jones said that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. We already spent we spent a lot of resources to get Amari Cooper here. First round draft pick is nothing to sneeze at. One can argue the fact that the last time we had a horrible first round draft pick was when we got Morris Claiborne. Everybody else been solid at least. You can look at all of the stats and things like that. And I understand the Tacos of the world and maybe until this year Byron Jones, but there was self-assassination with us when we put Byron Jones as the safety. And I was streaming all these first 2 years I was doing this show. I was saying Byron Jones is a cornerback. He's not a safety. Shout out to Lord Ellis Jr., man, for making a donation to help grow the nation. Really appreciate you for dropping that money down there, helping me grow this thing, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, man, I love you too. Appreciate you, man. Trey, what's good? OG, what's good? What it do? Nothing. Everything. Trap Flows 92. That's a cold name, man. What's up? What you said? The lead number 2 leads the ain't and bad. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. Money Making Mall, shout out to you. This is the thing, guys. What we have to do is win. Winning cures everything. Not some things, everything. We win, we'll look at this situation with Jason Garrett having a good time at the LA Dodgers, whatever, the World Series, having a good time, kicking it out with his friends and his wife and everything. We'll look past that. We'll look beyond that. We'll say, okay, cool, do it all the time. But if we don't win, we'll go back to that point. So collectively, we'll go back to that point and we will say, hey, what in the world is he doing? But, you know, it is what it is at this point. Master 54, hey, Law, we finna make some moves. Hopefully we take us in the right direction. I'm glad that you say that. Taking us to the right direction is always a positive thing, because sometimes when you're going in the wrong direction, sometimes you have to slow down, read the signs, get off on the next exit, and just turn around. And that's what we're doing right now. We said all off season that maybe we can win it without a number 1 receiver, right? We said that collectively, not everyone. They said we don't need a number 1 receiver. And the coaching staff said, you know what? It's about time for us to get a number 1 receiver. And they made moves happen. And then all off season 2, we said, we good. We love our guy as far as the safety play. And we saw that we got burned off for several plays. One can argue the fact that the Seattle Seahawks wouldn't have scored those 2 big touchdown passes on us if we had a solid safety out there. And they made their bed with it. And then I think for sure next year they're going to say, we're going to go out there and make a play on the safety. I can guarantee you that. Looking at film, they're going to say, okay, we trust Jeff Heath, we trust Xavier Woods, we trust Kayvon Frazier, but we need some veteran help out there to help this team out. Or we need some young, fresh blood out there, somebody who can pick up this defense a little bit better, because defense solid. It's good, but it's not great. So we are like top 3, top 4 in defense, but we're not stingy enough. You know, if you look at the game from last night, the Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings, what's changed? What's different with their team? The Saints took the ball away from the opposition. Their defense is not better than ours, but they snatched the ball away. They created fumbles. They stepped in front of the ball, took the ball away from the opposition. I do know that Kirk Cousins loved to throw the ball away anyway. That's why I love Kirk Cousins when he played for the Washington. I love him because he was able to give us the ball. Shout out to the Woodrow 21 for making the donation to help grow the nation. Man, appreciate it. Keep up the inspiration. That's what he's saying. I'm trying to be positive. Anywhere I go, I try to give you guys my thoughts and what's on my mind as we try to elevate this Cowboys team. And we can look at things and say, okay, we got rid of the coaching staff as far as the offensive line. We got rid of that one guy that maybe was causing problems. Maybe we can get back to a zone blocking type of scheme, and we can create some spaces that Ezekiel Elliott can use his eyes, see the hole, plant his foot, and go. Maybe that's worked better for the team instead of the power blocking scheme that we was doing. Maybe the zone is going to create more space in that backfield. And Ezekiel Elliott, he got the vision. All he needs to do is just hit that hole and run. And maybe with this offensive line, maybe sometimes the offensive line coach can reach out to the running back coach and say, hey, I want Jameis Olawale in this package. I want this tight end to be the inline blocker for this particular route. We need to run this particular set. And then also when Dak Prescott line up under center, I want him to do this cadence. Because on the road right now, this is not working. And I recall in 2000, and this is what coaches can do, and this is what Hustle House can do too. I recall in 2008, this is what we did against said team, or this is what you need to study upon playing against Tennessee on this particular route protection. You know, stuff like that. It's possible. It is very possible. All P, the movement, yes sir. Yeah, shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Edgar on the Periscope, appreciate you for tuning in. I got a lot of people tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Ron Jackson, Clinton Dix. Oh my goodness, boy, Clinton Dix would be good. Would be good in this defense. The back end of the defense will be solid. It's good right now, but then we become the territories of being great. I can say that. Nobody's passing the ball with 31 is line up on. Of course, we look at D-Hop and everybody talking about, well, D-Hop, he murdered us. No. The Texans was taking D-Hop. They was lining him in line, and then they move him to the opposite side. He only caught 2 vertical passes. No vertical passes, only caught 2 passes comeback routes on number 31, Byron Jones. Byron Jones did his job. It's just that our safeties, they need to recognize when these routes come across the middle to switch off, make the right hip movement, and jump in front of the routes and take the ball away. They see it with their eyes. I'm looking at it on film and tape. I'm seeing it, but they see it, but they don't trust what they see, and they would rather allow the receiver to catch the ball and then they gang tackle him. Instead of taking the chances and step in front of the ball and trusting what they're seeing with their eyes. I know for sure Chris Richard is telling them the same thing, I guess, during coaching evaluation 1-on-1. I do know that he's saying that. Hey, jump in front of the ball, jump the route. You got backside protection. Take the ball away. Punch for the ball. Punch the ball out. Jump in front of sometimes you can coach, but it doesn't change the skill set of a player. And the only draw on Jeff Heath at sometimes, and I love Jeff Heath, I love his skill set, but at sometimes he does take bad angles. He that's his memo, you know. But during the last 3 minutes of the game, you trust me, all of a sudden something click around and he just jumped right in front of the ball and he takes it away. He's good in those aspects of it. Money Making Mall, appreciate you, man. Yeah, I will check your channel out for music. Guys, check out Money Making Mall that's on my YouTube. And those who are on my Facebook panel, I appreciate you. I love you guys. I have strong adulations for you guys out there, but I'm not able to pull up my Facebook page right now. It just went away, but I apologize in advance. So, well, I apologize, you know. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Texas man forever. Yo, Law, no more moves means we fail. Thoughts? Player acquisition is 365. I do know that we might do this. We might do this tomorrow. Obi Melifonwu. If you have not signed with anyone, we might pick him up. We might pick him up tomorrow. If we can't make a deal on Clinton Dix, if we can't make a move on Patrick Peterson, I know that's not even in the talk tracks right now, but to me personally, I think that if you want to elevate this team to the next level and get to that next marker, think about this, the teams that won the Super Bowl. I recall Denver Broncos going up to the Seattle Seahawks, got mollywopped, got drugged. The defense was horrible. Peyton Manning was running for his life. And they said, you know what? We learned from this mistake. We're going to go out there and spend some cash to get some boys out there that can take the ball away and we can flip it. And we can be that dangerous defense. In 2015, let me know what happened. And then before that, we will remember the Patriots. They went and got some defensive guys. The Reeves. They rented a player for a year to win the Super Bowl, basically. They went and got a Talib. They went and got those guys. The defense always been solid, but they said, okay, in order for us to go beyond this level where we at, we got to figure out how to step it up and get to this next level. Getting somebody who can actually take the ball away. I love our guys. I do. But we have to get somebody that can take the ball away. And going back to this offense, I'm not giving Dak Prescott, I love the man, I'm not giving him a pass either. What he's going to have to do, Dak Prescott, he's going to have to recognize this. When there's 8 and 9 men front, baby, you got to take the top off. You got a weapon now. There's zero excuses to just launch it down the field. I remember reading a little excerpt and actually watching a documentary on this. My guy Bill Parcells told Tony Romo, I want you to get 2 interceptions today. I want you to get at least 3 interceptions today. And it's method to his madness out of this thing. Because what he's saying to Tony Romo at that time, and this is, of course, during preseason, of course, this is during practice too. What he's saying to him is, I want to see how much you can trust yourself to squeeze that ball in between these 2 defenders. And then we can look back at the tape and see what the next play, how the underneathers will be open, you know. So sometimes passing and throwing the ball, there are such things as good interceptions, believe it or not. I do know that a lot of people say, hey, law, interception is a bad deal. No, it's kind of like punting the ball away at times. It'll make the defense play honest. And the only way that Jerry Jones can trust this thing and Jason Garrett can trust this thing to open up the defense, believe it or not, the only way we've been seeing for these last 3 years now, going into 3 years, believe it or not, believe it, Ripley's, just go ahead and do that. Ripley's, believe it or not, it's the reverse sweep of all things. The reverse sweep open up the defense and make them play honest. Believe it or not. You can't bracket coverage Cole Beasley. You can't play the high-low game with that. When you have the effective reverse sweep or jet sweep, those things make the defense say, you know what, we're going to back off of that. I guarantee you, when I think it was against the Redskins, we rarely run the reverse sweep. I think my guy, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, did it one time. He got 7 yards off of that. Just imagine if they had somebody to fake reverse, and then that's 18 yards with Ezekiel Elliott. It's crazy. Yes, it's dinosaurus type of offense. It's lethargic in a sense. It's not nothing that's fascinating like a Sean McVay offense. It's not like the Andy Reid's of the world's offense. Andy Reid's going to make his quarterback shine. He made Alex Smith look good for a couple of seasons. That's what Andy Reid does. He comes from a coaching philosophy where they like to throw the ball, whether it's short, intermediate passes that open up the big pass eventually. And trust me, if you look at Green Bay Packers, they come from the same system almost. And, of course, you got Aaron Rodgers, my God. Of course, they're going to look good out there. So what I'm saying is that with this particular team, in order for us to play our style of offense and defense, we have to go back to what we do best, and that is running the ball. Paul Alexander gone now. So with that being said, we're going to have a different type of scheme out there now, believe it or not. What we have out here, Nick Fitzgerald. Clay Patterson, thank you for tuning in. Josh Skinner, the winner. What's good, man? I love OB. If he could stay healthy, it would be a gold mine for Richard. Yes, I believe that. Daniel Mazza, appreciate you, man, for tuning in to the nation, bro. Appreciate you. Yes, I agree too with Josh Skinner. That's why I call him the winner. Josh Skinner, the winner. Chaz, what's good, man? I see you regulating down there. I believe Dallas will make one more move. I think Dallas Cowboys should make one more move. I heard that Deshaun, what's his last name, Jackson out there. I heard that he's on the trade blocks. We can go offensively. We can go defensive-minded. I'm a defensive-minded person. We can go with a Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. We can go with those guys out there. Tony for offensive coordinator. This is from Damian Ingram. There's Tony Romo. The guy needs to spend as much time with his beautiful kids and beautiful wife. He have a job that he can work 1 or 2 days out of a week, flying to different cities, evaluating coaching staff, being on the coaching staff. We saw how much grief that some people and most people gave Jason Garrett for going to a baseball game, right? So, I mean, it'd be best for him to be in the press box and be a critic out there and evaluate and analyze. That's Tony Romo lane right there, and that's a dream of a goal to be out there just calling the game, and it's a beautiful thing. It's just what it is. Head 92, what's up? Sign OBI, cut Thompson, and compensatory pick, 4th round pick. Trade for number 27, Jordan Lewis, a 3rd round pick. And when the package the 3rd and 4th, and you get a 2nd. So basically, and that's a good point right here. But I like Jordan Lewis. This is Garrett Head 92 that's on my YouTube page. He's saying, guys, this is what he's saying, and basically in this long excerpt that he texted out on the hot box or the chat box. He said, basically, you go pick up Obi, you cut Deontay Thompson. That means you get your 4th round draft pick back for compensatory, I guess, whatever agreement that if he doesn't hit a certain snap count or something, you get a 4th round draft pick back for Deontay Thompson. You get that back in return. You make a deal with somebody for Jordan Lewis. I mean, you're getting rid of Jordan Lewis, who was a 3rd round draft pick. No, he's saying get rid of Jordan Lewis for a 3rd round draft pick, and then during draft time, you can utilize that 3rd round draft pick to move up and have 2 2nd round draft picks. I don't know about that. I don't know if the Cowboys crafty enough to do anything like that. I think that Jordan Lewis is a great insurance piece for this defense. To me personally, if you can craft up the exact same deal and you throw in Anthony Brown and keep Jordan Lewis, that will be a win for me. And there's nothing to shun or sully or denigrate Anthony Brown, but to me personally, I just think that Jordan Lewis have a higher ceiling than Anthony Brown is on our team. Now watch Anthony Brown come this Monday have about 3 interceptions come Monday night, and I'll be looking like Boo Boo the Fool out here. But that's something different though. Golden Tater's out there next year. I don't know. I don't know if he will fit this particular scheme, but he is a grimish type of receiver with skills to create space, and he's vicious in a sense in his route running, just aggressive. So maybe something, you know. Did they already cut Deontay Thompson? Did they do that? A lot of people, Tyrone Church said that maybe they will. We will see. Jordan Lewis is better. This from Aaron Gonzalez. Yes, appreciate that. Romo for coaching. No. I said that before, and I say it again. It makes my teeth white. No. What status is on Austin? This is from Yunsa. It may be one of those things for Austin. He may not be available until like another 3 weeks from here. Look for maybe the latter part, first week of December. I don't want to rush him back. If we are winning, that's a big if, we are winning, it would be good to just bring him on slowly, and maybe he can nibble his chance back on the roster, and we can see that package that I was talking about with him on one side, and then Amari Cooper, and then you sprinkle in Cole Bees, and then you sprinkle in, of course, number 13. That would be nice. That would be nice. All right, guys. So what other thoughts you guys got on your mind before I rock on out of here? Mac Group said zone blocking scheme. Yes. Zone blocking scheme. We're going to have that back. Yes. Trolling. What's good with you, man? Thank you for tuning in. Yes. Samuel, what's good? Safety needs to play better. Yeah, safety help on the back end needs to play just a little bit better. I think our linebackers are doing a serviceable job as far as covering out in space. Now, tackling, our linebackers are doing a great job. But covering in the middle of this particular defense, I want us to get a little bit more, hands involved and knocking balls down and actually taking the ball away. We need to be stingy out there. That needs to happen one way or another. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. Don't forget to like this page. Help me out so much, man. Share the content. If you know somebody that loves the Cowboys, just share it to their wall. If you on Facebook and you're part of those Facebook groups, hit the share it to the Facebook group. Shout out to everybody that's on the Facebook. Like I said, I cannot read your comments at this time. I still appreciate everyone for being into the mix. If it's your birthday, let me know so I can give you a shout out before I go. Let me know if it's your birthday week so I can give you a shout out. And Ray, shout out to you, man. Peace. G-Town, Silver and Blue. I like that name all day, man. Yes. So Hudson Hawk is coming back. No, Hudson Hawk is only coming back as an environment. He's going to advise, basically. He's going to advise Mark Colombo. So we're going to see what this thing is going to do. Yes, Colombo is very fiery. And I want Colombo to get into the face of number 71. And when he makes a bonehead play, or a boneheaded decision to hold or block somebody or hit somebody in the back, I want Mark Colombo to get out there with his big 6'7" frame, 300-something pound self to get out there and get in La'el Collins' face and be like, look, play disciplined football. Disciplined football wins the game. That's the name of the game. Moses, I don't know. Guys, let me know this right here. Is this just a mop-up job? Are they mopping the floor before they sweep the floor? And I don't like that. You don't supposed to do that. Or this is the real deal right here. This was a move that was going to happen one way or another. Let me know. Just let me know. And we're going to get this thing going. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, I got that podcast. Join the podcast. Be a part of the nation in those ways. And share the content. Subscribe to the channel on Law Nations 2.0 and Law Nations original page. I got 8 more days, guys. And my page will be back up, the Law Nation page. Yes, appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Let's jam on out, baby. Love you guys. DC for life. Yeah. Shout out to you, Samuel. I see you.